Welcome back to the channel. Today, we'll be creating this polar area chart infographic, also known as a Coxcomb diagram or Nightingale chart. It's commonly used to visualize and compare trends over time. In this example, we're comparing Major League revenue over a one-year period, month by month. Alright, if you're excited, let's dive in. We'll be using this dataset, which includes 1 year of Major League events from January to December. It covers the top sports events with the highest revenue generation. The final column shows the revenue generated by each event. Next, let's build the visual in Charticulator. This tool is free, easy to use, and powerful for creating professional charts and graphs. Stay tuned. I'll be using it in several upcoming information design tutorials. Whenever possible, I'll stick to free and simple tools to help you create professional quality infographics. First, let's import our dataset and start building the visual. Next, let's bring the marks into the glyph editor, where we define the visual parameters. This bar represents the core of our visual. We'll set its height based on revenue, so drag the revenue field and drop it here. Now, to turn the bar chart into a polar layout, drag the polar tool onto the canvas. You'll see the diagram take shape into the Coxcomb form. Next, let's add the revenue labels to the outer part of the visual. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see it clearly. Drag in the text field, then adjust its anchor point and position as needed. Then, drag the revenue field into the text placeholder. Let's also format the text to make it bold so it stands out more. Next, let's create an inner circle to help guide the placement of the month labels. To do this, we'll first draw a guide. Then use the line tool to draw across the chart, aligning it parallel to the guide to connect the radial lines. Now we have the inner dividing circle. Next, let's add the month labels just above it. Bring in a text field and place it in the center. Adjust the anchor point and position to align it properly. And there you go. Next, let's drag the sport field into the text placeholder. We have clean, well-placed month labels. One last step is to place the sport name at the center of the polar chart. Just like before, bring in a text field and position it near the bottom of the dividing circle. Adjust the text anchor and position, then rotate the text to match the radial layout. Next, drag the sport field into the text box and let's format it a bit to make it more visually appealing. And here it is. We used Charticulator to turn the sports event data into a beautiful visual. Now, let's export it and add the final touches in Canva. Open up Canva to add a few final touches to the visual. Create a new design, then import the visual we created in Charticulator. drag it onto the canvas and adjust the size as needed. Let's also change the main color to a bright blue to make it pop. Next, let's add a transparent background to the inner circle and place an additional small circle behind it to create contrast for the main visual. Adjust and center both elements as needed to keep everything balanced. Finally, let's decorate the chart by adding icons that represent each sport, along with outer bars for emphasis. To do this, go to Canva's Elements tab and search for appropriate sport icons. Set their color to white, adjust the size, and make sure they're uniform for a clean look. Once you've placed them, the chart is complete. You'll end up with an infographic like this, a transformation of raw data into a beautiful and meaningful polar chart. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I'll be bringing you more project-based information design tutorials, so you won't miss a single one. Thanks for watching.